Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, the received wisdom in Nigeria is thus, never trust a Fulani man because they are noted for their treachery. Guys, I bring you this. Not will support Atiku over Tinubu in 2023. A headline attributed to a Yakassai. You don't get more Hausa Fulani than a Yakassai, but then of course let's look quickly at the antecedents of this particular statement, the build up to it. Tinubu, of course, single-handedly made Malam Buhari the president of Nigeria because Nigeria had completely abandoned any thought of Buhari prior to Tinubu interceding. So Nigerians had no thought about Buhari, but then Tinubu, of course, needed to get Goodluck Jonathan out of office, and he knew that the only potent weapon, the only player that he had in the game was Malam Buhari, because he singularly had the name recognition. The only other name that he could have used was let's say Babangida, but then of course Tinubu has nothing to offer Babangida because Tinubu only had money and the southern politics to offer Babangida, and besides, Babangida was really out of the game then anyway. So really it was only Buhari that was the only player that Tinubu could use against Goodluck Jonathan to get him out of office, because of course Tinubu knew that if Goodluck Jonathan served a second term, then the door was completely closed for him, Tinubu, to Aso Rock. So Tinubu made Buhari president, of course, with the understanding that when power then shifts to the southern region, it would then come to Tinubu. This was the agreement. Wasn't there, but this is the broadly believed agreement between these two chaps, Tinubu and Buhari. But then, of course, Buhari is a Fulani man, and they are noted for their treachery. So again, the headline: Not will support Atiku over Tinubu in 2023. A headline attributed to Yakassai. So now let's now see what Yakassai has to say. Elder statesman Alhaji Tanko Yakassai has said the northern region of the country will vote for the former Vice President Atiku Abubakar if he contests for the presidency in 2023 general election. The Second Republic politician made this known during an interview at his residence in Kano State on Saturday. Yakassai noted that the APC national leader Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Atiku will make better presidents, but the PDP chieftain stands a better chance because of the numerical strength of the North. He, however, admired the presidential ambition of Tinubu, expressing optimism that the APC national leader would make a better president than Buhari. Yakassai warned the ruling party against zoning the presidency to the north. He said that since President Muhammadu Buhari is in his second term, which will terminate in 2023, it is only fair for the APC to shop for a presidential candidate from the south. The politician said that Tinubu remains the best choice for the APC in 2023, saying that President Buhari's administration has disappointed Nigerians because of a lack of plan and incompetence. He, however, said the principle of zoning and rotation is very important in Nigerian politics as long as the country is operating the presidential system of government. So there are several layers to that to this thing that this fella has said. So the first bit is to say that Atiku would defeat Tinubu. So now, off the back of that headline, you will think that it's just weighed to his own region, the northern region, who are known for their treachery, and they would not keep their agreement with Yoruba land, having been gifted the presidency by Tinubu. So he knows his own people, and he knows that they are betrayers, and he's telling us now that they will betray you. So this is what he's saying, but he has gone on to say that Tinubu should get the ticket for APC. So now the scenario now that is playing out, that is appearing now in the horizon, is Tinubu versus Atiku presidency. So if Tinubu gets the ticket for APC and Atiku gets the ticket for PDP, then it will become a North versus South fight. So what this guy is then saying is that the numerical strength within the Nigerian space is weighted towards the north, and the northerners are known for their treachery, so they will abandon all that Tinubu had done for their champion Buhari and just go with their own kit and kin, Atiku. And this he's saying is the potency that would facilitate the defeat of Tinubu by Atiku. So this is what this chap is saying. But then there are other elements to that. The zoning idea, the zoning thing was brought in, of course, by the PDP. We all have to remember that the zoning template was a PDP template, because they brought in Obasanjo to replace whatever his name is, Abdul Salami or something, that was the last one that stole military money from Nigeria. So they brought in Obasanjo to replace Abdul Salami and really to compensate the Abiola situation. So that happened then. In fact, the idea then was for Obasanjo to only serve one term. They only wanted Obasanjo to serve one term, and then for Babangida to take over, because Babangida was then one of the pushers, one of the people who brought Obasanjo in. It was actually Babangida that propelled that Obasanjo move, because you have to remember that the president that succeeded, the head of state, I should say, that succeeded Sani Abacha was Abdul Salami. Abdul Salami. I can't remember his name in full, but Abdul Salami. He was the one that succeeded Abacha, and Abdul Salami was a guy from the same region as Babangida. So Abdul Salami was Babangida's boy, and it was also Babangida that the army ran to when Abacha died, because Babangida was the potent army name at that period. It was the one, of course, that was replaced by Abacha, with Shonekan just having some intercession there, some interlude. It just punctured it a little bit, but it was really it was Abacha that replaced Babangida. So Babangida was the only potent force then. So when Abacha died, they all ran to Babangida to say, what do we do? And Babangida then picked this Abdul Salami to have him replace Abacha, and then of course run a quick election to hand over to Obasanjo. The agitation then, of course, was amongst the Yorubas, because they were all vexed about what happened to Abiola. So really they had two Yoruba candidates in the two leading parties, and then of course I think it was Olufalaye. Was it Olufalaye that Obasanjo ran against then? So really, you all know the history of the power sharing system, of the power shifting from north to south within the Nigerian space. So this was the narrative then, and it was all under this PDP umbrella. So now, come 2023, if PDP brings out Atiku Abubakar, having seen that the country has experienced a two-term leadership, or a two-term rulership by a northerner, then that will be a gross betrayal of the southern regions. So it will be a betrayal of the southern regions if Atiku is brought forward. But then Atiku is a powerful figure, and he's still keeping hold of that party, the PDP. You will see him all the time in the papers attacking Buhari and making statements, etc., because he's biding his time for 2023, because he's almost certain to run again in 2023. So if Atiku runs again and by the way, I don't mind an Atiku presidency because I consider Atiku to be a highly competent person. They talk about corruption, but then the corruption, of course, is the second name of Nigeria. There was never a time that the corruption under this regime is worse than the corruption under Goodluck Jonathan. The corruption under Goodluck Jonathan was worse than the corruption under Yar'Adua and Obasanjo. Let's just forget Yar'Adua because he didn't really have a period. So the corruption under Jonathan was worse. So corruption will always be a staple within the Nigerian space. So saying that Atiku is corrupt is a complete misnomer. Is he competent? Does he have the cranial function? Does he have the broad ideas? Does he have grand thoughts? Is he of an international perspective, and can he project to the future? These are the things that we're looking at. So forget corruption, because there's no politician within the Nigerian space that is not corrupt. So I don't mind Atiku, but what I do mind is to have now, because if you have Buhari complete his second term, that will be 8 years under the Fulanis. So if you then have another Fulani come replace him, that will be 16 years under the Fulanis. And then if you add all the years of all these Fulani military head of state, then what is going on is really where the question is. So we want that power to come to the southern region. I don't mind if it's an Igbo man, I don't mind if it's a Yoruba man, and I do mind if it's Tinubu, but I can stomach that. But what I cannot stomach is this Atiku now, even though I don't mind him and I somewhat do like him. But what I do mind is this Atiku becoming the president in 2023. But if they pitch it as a North versus South race in 2023, there's a good chance that Atiku stands a chance, because Atiku already is Atiku is well liked within the southern regions, because Atiku is as much a Yoruba man as an Hausa man. He's a pan-Nigerian sort of a person. He looks beyond the immediacy of his environment. Atiku is more comfortable in Lagos probably than its own home state. It takes a broad view of the country. So and a lot of Nigerians gravitate. I mean, his wife is a Yoruba man. His wife is a Yoruba woman, I think. So this is not a guy that narrows himself to just some tiny little village like our man from Daura. So this is a man with a nationalistic outlook, and also there's a lot of resentment against Tinubu. One, for his dirty politics, two, for his extreme corruption. A lot of people are still vexed about the bullion vans, and especially because he foisted Buhari on the Nigerian state. So there are no guarantees for Tinubu, but there's no better political fighter than Tinubu within the Nigerian space. And the one person that is equal to a political fight is Atiku. So it will be it will be hell for leather that 2020. In fact, if the two of them are running, I'll probably just go to Nigeria for that period to just go and just enjoy the whole spectacle of it all, because it's just going to be endless, you know. So now this is now the positioner, but the treachery of the Fulanis is really what I wanted to highlight with this video. Haven't had all this help from Tinubu. I am not a fan of Tinubu, by the way, don't get me wrong, but an agreement is an agreement, and a gentleman's agreement is a gentleman's agreement. But no one can, of course, accuse a Fulani person of being a gentleman. Conversations in the comment section, the plot and the intrigues of the 2023 presidential race is coming thick and fast, and now a new development from the northern regions. Come share thoughts, but before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. The bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, come tell me then the conversation is the treachery of the Fulanis. Come share thoughts. So I'll leave you here. carry this conversation on with you in the comment section, but here I say peace.